What's going on there, YouTube? If you've already clicked on this, you know what we're doing. Every year I try to put together a kit, and I typically like to get a Tamiya kit. They, it just reminds me of when I was a kid. And my first couple RCs were Tamiya, and it just kind of helps clear my head after doing all the custom builds and stuff. Just something simple. I'm familiar with Tamiya instructions and how they're written and how it all works, and they're all very similar. The last year we did the M06 Volkswagen Beetle, just fairly simple kit, and don't really use it a whole lot, but it's it's cool to have. But I thought I'd go get something I always wanted. Now, I've always wanted to do a Clodbuster, and if you've been following the channel for a while, I don't have a very good past with monster trucks. I bought a used Tamiya Juggernaut, or like a TXT1 style truck, and it was awesome, and I got too carried away trying to upgrade it and trying to put a motor in it and a RC 4-wheel drive Blazer body, and it was just, I was too afraid to drive it. So I ended up selling that off before I finished it. And then I got a really good deal on a Clodbuster that had a full cage that had been welded on the back, on the whole body basically. And I fixed that up a little bit, and I kind of lost interest in that as well. So the only thing I haven't done yet with the monster truck is actually put one together from a kit. And I really would have preferred a TXT1. I don't understand Tamiya, that Agrios. It's supposed to be the newer version of the TXT1, but it's a smaller tire. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't look as good. I know the base bones of it are the same, but I don't want to have to make it look like a monster truck. I want to buy a monster truck already. So decided I'd go old school, get the Clodbuster, the Super Clodbuster, which I hate that too. I hate that they took the Chevy looking grill off the front. I understand they had the Chevy emblem, what was it, 87 only when the kit first came out, and then they had to do away with that, but it still looked like a Chevy grill for a long time. And now it's got this 4x4x4 junk on it. But luckily there's a lot of options through Shapeways and stuff like that where we can 3D print grills, and I've actually seen a ton of original bow tie grills on eBay lately. They're not cheap by any means, but this kit sells for anywhere between $340, $360 online. I got it through Omni Models, I believe, on eBay. 2-day shipping. I ordered it Thursday afternoon and it got there Saturday. And I was pretty impressed with that. And I think it was like $364 or something through them. So it wasn't the cheapest, but it was the quickest turnaround time that I've had. I buy a lot of kits from them. They are very good, very quick, and everything I've gotten from them in the past has been smooth and painless. So I went ahead and picked up some ball bearings. Any Tamiya kit, it doesn't come with ball bearings usually. I think these were the cheapest set. They're ceramic coated, sealed, blue rubber, I don't know. Ball bearing set for this, they were I think $18, and that actually showed up in 2 days as well. And so yeah, we're ready to tear into this thing and see what we got. I have never built one of these. I've had, like I said, a couple that were already built. Man, it just, especially when you get a vintage one, you never know what you're going to get. And without putting the kit together, it's hard to just go at it and tear it apart and check everything. You're double working. That doesn't get me very enthusiastic about it. So building it right from the beginning, I really like to do. So that's what we're going to do with this one. I don't have an idea at all yet. I would like to build it box stock with a kind of a retro body. Not like a box art body or anything, but something kind of retro monster truck from when I was a kid in the late 80s, early 90s. The stuff that we used to see. That stuff seems like it's making a comeback. If you've seen any of Mike's RC World, he's kind of taken it upon himself to restore some of the vintage Clodbusters from the 90s that we used to all see in RC Car Action magazine back in the day. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but this one does come with two motors. It's got the front and rear motor, and it comes with a speed controller for twin motors. So that's a nice little added feature. I know it's not going to be groundbreakingly fast or anything, but I just have to figure out a servo for it. I don't have one currently. Could steal one. I've got another TF2 laying around that has one of those RC 4-wheel drive twister servos on it. Should be good enough. That's what I put on the last Clodbuster I had. But anyway, enough talking. Let's get this thing opened up. What's going on, guys? So what you just watched was about a week and a weekend's worth of work. I've always wanted a Tamiya Clodbuster. Never had one from the kit. And a lot of firsts. I've never seen a stock steering set up on a Clod. And now I see why. They're pretty, I think the word is abysmal. Setting, there's no actual steering. Moving, it's slightly suggestive. Seems like I'm getting more out of the rear than I am the front. I played with some of the settings on the torsion linkage thing, and yeah, it's cute. But this is what I wanted. I wanted to start like I would have when I was a kid. I always wanted a Clodbuster or one of the Juggernauts or something, you know, back in the 90s, and you know, it was just always out of reach. And now they're actually fairly inexpensive compared to crawlers and stuff that we have. So I built it all box stock. The shocks were insulting. It's basically just a bunch of plastic stuff in a spring, a little rubber thing, because it has actually very little travel. I get more axle movement from the steering than I do actual tire movement. But it's cool, and it comes with a square body Chevy. And we're not going to paint it in this episode. This was just the basic assembly. I've got some ideas. Some of them are crazy. And I'm not sure yet what I want to do with this thing. I really wanted to just kind of build a box stock showpiece. I'm not going to, you know, really get out and drive it a whole lot. But I don't know. I'm having some other ideas about it at the moment. But yeah, these things are fun. Let me power it on here and show you the steering if you didn't see it good in the driving portion in the house. Whole lot of movement there. And this did come with this dual motor ESC. You can see some movement up front now. I'm not sure what's going on with the tires. They have this white residue all over them. I don't know if it's casting stuff residue from the manufacturing or what. It kind of flakes off and rubs off, so I tried to clean them a little bit, but wasn't really getting anywhere. If it doesn't come off after a few drives, I may try to armor all of them and see what happens. But anybody got any ideas on that? How to remove this stuff short of just sitting here and rubbing the snot out of it, my raw hands. Again, it came with this ESC. It has the Tamiya connectors. I just threw a little 3000 milliamp stick pack in it. And yeah, it's just about how I'd built it when I was a kid, except we would have still had a mechanical speed controller. And yeah, so these are under 400 bucks. Still, you know, a good chunk of change the way it performs, but there's so many mods out there, so many things you can do to them. 4-link suspension. If you haven't heard Crawford Performance Engineering, they make a full line of awesome stuff for these. It's not cheap, but it's awesome. The old Clodzilla chassis and stuff from the 90s are kind of making a comeback. I'm not going to open the body just yet, even though I think I ripped the packaging. I'm trying to keep it clean until we're ready to paint it. I really don't want to get dust and stuff in there. I'm going to try to do a nice kind of retro monster truck paint job. So we'll see how that comes out. I haven't really figured out a theme yet. I don't know what kind of direction I want to take this. So now we've got it built, I'm probably just going to stew on it for a little bit and figure out exactly what I want to do. But I appreciate you guys watching. Tamiya kits are always fun. It's one of my favorite things to do. If I've got custom builds going and I'm stressed or, you know, just having creative block, I like to get Tamiya kit and just throw it together and have some fun with it. It takes me back to when I was a kid doing this stuff. It's very, very well planned out instructions, and it's just kind of soothing to follow along and do something when you're used to doing everything yourself, including the design and engineering. So I think I do have another Tamiya kit coming, and maybe a fun little build for USTE. But yeah, more on that stuff later. But I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and follow along on Instagram and Facebook. RC Everyday. Keep it scale. I'll see y'all in the next one.